So obviously, the beginning of the year with the coaches being gone, with coach coming in, all those different things, the first training camp was very hectic. But this time, having some time to just work on yourselves, look inward, not prepare for a match, just how different have things been this time? And how much do you think that's really going to help you guys, approach the second half of the season with an edge?
Yeah, I think like you said, we're way more settled. Obviously, getting to do it home, like in the state of our apartment, not having to go to a hotel on our training pitches on our terms is obviously very nice. And the two friendly matches are both coming here, so that's also very nice. But like you said, I think everybody's just in a good spot, familiar with the coaches, familiar with the style of play. So this was just a great preseason to just harp in on the things that we needed to and fix and work on all that.
The first half of the season didn't go as a team plan, most likely, I'm assuming. That's
Yeah, of course not.
But there's big opportunity in the second half where there's 11 home matches versus being on the road so much. How much is the team looking forward to that, especially trying to stay above the playoff line?
Yeah, it's something that Coach mentioned even before the little break that we had. Just we kind of had a grueling season. The first half, just like you said, a ton of away matches. It felt like we were home once every 2 weeks. But now we get that stretch, and we know how good our home record is. So it's about really keeping that track record and, making it really difficult to come here and get a win. But most importantly for us, just taking 3 points at home as much as possible. And, to be honest, even when we were on the road, I think we only lost by small margins. So it's just about honing in on those small details, and I have no doubt that we'll get where we want.
How important are these two friendlies in you guys being able to reset, build momentum as you guys go into the second half of the season?
Yeah, it's always nice to get the friendlies before the start of the season just to kind of knock off the rust. You can train as much as you want, but nothing really simulates a real game, and it's nice we got a good opponent in the stadium as well. So just kind of building those minutes in your fuel tank in a game-realistic situation. So I think it'll be good for everybody to just knock out their minutes and stay fresh.
The MLS season going from February to October, I mean, there really isn't, in the normal season, a lot of chance to really switch your perspective, start looking at playoffs, that kind of stuff. But now we've already heard from Coach. He's looking at players and talking to you guys about coming from behind, and he joked about hoping you guys concede first so he can see the kind of that response. And, I mean, obviously that's all approaching that playoff mindset, that's, what's at the end of the tunnel. So just how interesting has that been, and how unique has that been to be able to kind of take this break and say, all right, we've had the first half of the season. Now we're not only planning for the second half, but obviously the ultimate goal is playoffs and playing in those high-intensity matches.
Yeah, I think the habits that we've shown where we need to come from behind, like you said, it's not just a week-by-week basis. It's something that if we fix, it could take us to the MLS Cup final, and that's kind of like the last part that we're missing, and it gave him and everybody a great time to kind of reflect on why it is that when we go behind, maybe we can't. Yeah, we've done it in maybe Dallas, but then we concede again. Toronto, we come back, and then we ultimately lose. So it gave us a good time of reflection to just kind of get the why, and I think it's just kind of a mentality change. It's a young team, so I think everybody's stepping up and being their own leader individually, and then collectively putting that on the field.
Did you get an opportunity to maybe just review personally your first half of the season? Were there some things that you liked, some things you wanted to improve upon?
Yeah, I think the first half of the season for me was pretty good. I think I showed glimpses. I really liked the last 3 games. I thought those were my best 3 of the season, so I ended it really well, and I'm looking to start off on that foot again. But there's always stuff you can improve. I think, looking for more through balls, more killer passes. I think I did a good job of arriving in the box later, like as the games went on, like the Dallas goal. So just keeping that component in my game and continuing to do so.
What are your initial thoughts on what you've seen from Luik so far?
Yeah, he's a really good player. Obviously, when you just look at him physically, he's strong. In the duels, he wins almost everything. And, he came from Spain, so, you can tell his technique's really good as well. So he's an all-around great player, and he'll be a great addition for the team.